Hello, alright, there we go. Hi, um, as you can see, my car's kind of cramped, so, that's why I don't really film in it too much anymore, but, it is the, recap or my review for Dancing with the Stars Season 23, Week 5, Most Memorable Year. Last night was actually a good night of dancing. I really enjoyed it. There wasn't too much meddling around going on, and honestly, I thought everybody did a pretty good job. Um, there really wasn't too many issues with scoring. Um, I thought most of the issues were only like a couple of points minus one instance. But other than that, yeah, I guess we'll just go ahead and get started. So, Lynn isn't back this week, and he won't be back next week. Next week, there's a guest judge, Pitbull. So yeah. Uh, but anyway, starting off, we have Maureen and Artem, and they had a foxtrot. Her year was 1985, the year she got married to her current husband, I believe. I don't think she got divorced, but I thought this dance was pretty. It definitely was, for me, Maureen's best dance. I thought the choreography was a little weird. I thought it was strange, and I'm just gonna chalk that up to the song, because the song just didn't really feel like a typical um, foxtrot song. But it just the flow of it just was interrupted a lot. Um, it didn't glide as much as I would have liked for a foxtrot to glide. But not Mary Lou, Maureen looked great. She still has some issues with her frame and kind of things looking like they start to crumble. Um, but she is improving. So, that's all you can really ask for in this competition is just for people to improve week to week, and that's exactly what she's doing. She doesn't get the hardest choreography, and she is not the best dancer, but she's very determined to do better, and that I love that attitude. So, um, yeah, I was fine with it. They got a 24. I honestly probably would have given it a 23 because there were four 24s last night, only one of which deserved a 24, but we'll get into that with the other dances. Second dance was Calvin and Lindsey. They had a jazz. His year was 2012. That was the year that he broke Jerry Rice's record, whatever that record was. I don't really watch football, so, you know. They got a 24 as well. Honestly, I would have given this dance about a 27. To be honest, this is another one of the four 24s and it was the only one that should have gotten higher. Um, like Maureen, Calvin is getting better each week. However, the growth that we're seeing in Calvin is um, incredible. The way he started out in week 1, I would never expect for him to be where he is right now in week 5. It only took four weeks essentially for him to get from where he was at to like being amazing. He's just the way he's really tall, and the way that he hits his lines as a tall man, he really uses all of his body. He doesn't scrunch his body up and only use part of it. He really uses all of his body, which is something that a lot of tall people, men and women, tend to not do. They tend to move a lot smaller than their body um, should, and it makes things look awkward. He really uses his entire body, and honestly, I have to give props to Lindsey for what she's done with him. She's showing herself to be a great pro each and every season. She's had three completely different partners these past 3 seasons, and each one has really, really been amazing, um, given what they are capable of doing and their abilities and all that stuff. So, this dance was great. It was cute for him to have Jerry Rice at the end. I don't really care for Jerry Rice anymore because of things that he said, but it was nice to see him have that moment and he gets surprised and emotional and stuff. Um, I do think that he has the potential to knock Laurie or James out of the top two. For sure, I think he can be top three, for sure. Next, we had Jana and Gleb. They had a contemporary. They got a 26. I honestly thought this was slightly overscored. Um, Jana really doesn't do anything for me, and Gleb is kind of like I've heard about all he's done in like DWTS Russia and the Strictly Come Dancing over in the UK, but right now I'm not really seeing any of that, and I'm not sure what it is. Um, Jana is she is a good dancer. I'm not going to take that away from her, but I really don't care about her dancing. It's just she's there, she did it. That's great. What else is new? And this contemporary was just very typical Dancing with the Stars contemporary, which is not very good. I don't even really like contemporary anyway, but it just, I just didn't really care for it. So they got a 26, whatever. They probably should have gotten a 25 or a 24, but whatever. Next was it Ryan? I think it was Ryan. Yeah, Ryan was next. Ryan and Cheryl, they had a contemporary as well. They got a 24, which is the only score, 24 that deserved the 24 it got. I really liked this dance. I liked what Cheryl choreographed for Ryan. As we all know, he's not a great dancer, but he's trying. And this dance actually was very interesting. And like I said, I don't really care for contemporaries, but she made me kind of sit up and just kind of watch and just keep my eyes on what was going on because it was very interesting, and a lot of things that they were doing were things I had never seen done in a contemporary routine on Dancing with the Stars. And the music itself was extremely hard to dance to. So all of that, I just was like, wow, this is actually pretty decent. It was Ryan's best dance. I don't care if you say he didn't really dance that much, because what he did do was honestly pretty good, and he was scored correctly for it. So yeah. Next was Laurie and Val. They had a paso. Oh wait, I'm sorry. Jana's year was 2016, um, and Ryan's year was 2008. 2016 was Laurie's year, and of course, and they had a paso doble. I thought the beginning of it was creative, which is something I've been asking from Val for a while, though I don't think it really fit. It seemed like he kind of forced it in there, and I thought it went on too long. Um, but I did understand why it was there. It just didn't fit with the rest of the dance. Um, Laurie just there's a lot of problems with this routine. One, Laurie kind of just throws her lines away, and I've said this about a lot of I think I've said this about a lot of Val's partners, that they just kind of throw their arms and they don't really finish their lines with their arms. They just kind of throw it. They just throw their arms away. And it always bugs me that he never teaches his celebs how to really um, control that arm, because that's all it is control. They just throw it away. And that was really, really apparent this dance. Also, her footwork was just not good. Uh, I think she stumbled one time, and then from that moment on, she stumbled early on, and from that moment she just couldn't get her footing back right. There was one moment where it looked like she kind of stepped on the side of her heel. um her footing was just off, and it showed. And then her face, kind of, when she got into that mode, she was going in and out of the dance, and it was like it was just, the faces were very odd. The dance just wasn't that great. She got a 25. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't bad. It was still a decent dance. It just wasn't good for Laurie's standards. Um, Next was Mary Lou and Derek. They had a Viennese waltz. This was absolutely beautiful. It was magical. It was stunning. Um, I thought the choice in music was interesting. I thought it wasn't typical, but it worked extremely well, and it made for a very gorgeous waltz. Um, Mary Lou's year was 1978. Her head is back in the game. I'm glad that Derek had that conversation with her, because I think he figured her out, and he figured out where the problems are coming from, and the problems seem to be coming from the fact that she's such a fan of his. Um, she didn't want to disappoint him, so I think they finally have figured out how to attack this season, and I think from here on out they're definitely going to be contenders. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised to see them in that fourth spot um, in the finale. Um, if they keep on going like this, she's going to peak at the right time to make that move, and her fan base does line up exactly with the demographic of the show. So, you know, um, next was she was 6, so there's 3 more. Next was who was next? Who was next? Oh my gosh, who was next? Was it James? I think it was James and Sharna. Am I missing someone? I might be missing someone. James and Sharna had a tango. Um, you're right. I am missing someone. Before them, Amber and Max, they had a samba. They got a 24. This didn't deserve a 24. I probably would have given it a 22. Her year was 2013. Um, the dance itself technically was fine. She didn't really do anything too wrong, but she just wasn't really in the moment. Not in the moment, but she just did. It was like she gave like 40%. It looked like she was marking it. She didn't look comfortable, except for when she was alone. And even then, like, I still would have liked more from her, but she gave more when she was alone than when she was with Max. I feel like she might be a little bit intimidated by Max, and I would like for him to sit down with her and have a little chit chat on why that may be and try and figure that out. I don't think she'll be around for too much longer. But I mean, it wasn't a bad dance at all. Like I said, none of the dances tonight were bad. Last night were bad. It could have been better. I will say her costume was amazing. Max designed it. She looked incredible. Um, it was beautiful. Honestly, I loved it. It really fit her well. It looked just, I don't know. I don't know. It was just amazing. Um, so yeah, um, I would have liked for there to be. I just would have liked for her to be more in the moment and really, really commit to the dance, which seems like it's something that she's um, not doing, and I'm not sure why she's not all there. Because it seems like she's really like trying. It just isn't connecting on performance day for some reason. Next was James and Sharna. They had a tango. They got a 29. His year was 2015. I thought this tango was amazing. It was it was perfect, honestly. If you really, 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 really wanted to get nitpicky, like really wanted to get nitpicky and really look under a magnifying glass and a microscope under like the highest setting and all that stuff, you could say that Julianne's critique was plausible, but I mean that's like really, really looking into it, like trying to find a reason to not give him a 10, um, because most people won't pick up on that. Although you could, I guess, see it just a little bit if he goes just a tiny bit further, maybe it would make it better. But whatever. They still had got a 29 best dance, highest score of the night. One of my favorite dancers of the night. He is amazing. He's definitely on track to beat Laurie, which you know he's right there, and I think he probably can do it. Finally was Tara and Sasha. They had a contemporary. They got a 27. Her year was 2013. Honestly, Tara's a good dancer. I won't take that away from her. I didn't care for this piece, this contemporary piece. I might have said differently in my blog, but I really didn't care for it. They're sleeping on it. It just wasn't my cup of tea. I do think she is a good dancer, but yeah, it just wasn't that good of a contemporary piece. What she did was good, but I don't know. But yeah, that's it. Next week is Latin Week. Pitbull is a guest judge. That's all from me. I will see you next time. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.